Okay, so 9 tournaments running at the moment in these 6 stacks of tables. So we've got lots more lined up for today. I'm going to try and keep my table count down to around 10 tables, maximum 12, just because I find I can't really talk through my decision making and pay loads of attention to what I'm doing at the moment, unless I keep my table count relatively low. And also I found that this session and the last session my hotkeys have been lagging a little bit when my table count goes above 10, so I'm going to try and keep it at that level. Hopefully win some money here and make some more final tables. This for me, even against this guy, is a shove, because this guy looks pretty tight. And we lose a flip. That's unfortunate, but that's fine. But here we pick up some equity here, so I'm going to try and get value. And we hit our full house. I'm going to bet relatively small here and feign weakness. Try and get my stack in on the river, but he folds. So I might organize my tables a little bit. So we've got the bigs here. We've got the big 8 and the big 5 as well. We've got rebuys, which I'm going to put. Okay, so I'm going to put just regular freeze outs here. I'm going to put regular rebuys here. I'm going to put knockouts and progressive super knockouts here. So we've got this $2 rebuy here. We've got this $5 freeze out here. 13.50 knockout here. Here I'm going to put the cubes and the quads. And here I'm going to put the sit and goes. So hopefully that will make sense of my layout. I'm going to 3-bet and make it pot sized here because this guy doesn't fold to 3-bets very often. Now let's see if he calls or if he 4-bets frequently. Okay, so he seems like he's the sort of person that calls, so I want to make the pot as big as possible and also discourage calls as far as possible by making it pot size out of position like I normally do. It seems like we picked up the pot there. So we've got a decent stack now in this $5 quad, which we can start to do some damage with. We've also got a decent stack here. Doing pretty well. Let's change the tunes. I'm going to raise here, just because this guy's limping a lot, it seems. And he's got those sorts of stats. But when this guy calls and we're out of position versus 2 guys here, I'm just going to check. And fold. Because we've got a really good good stack here in this tournament, and it's pretty slow structured, so no sense in getting out of line, out of position. I'm going to shove this just because I have blocker value, and I'm not expecting too many folds from this guy, but that's okay, because, yeah, I'm going to shove this if it gets folded around to me. Pretty thin, but I feel like... And we're still in the rebuy period, so... There's a lot of money in the pot. I'm not going to raise into this guy without something that I want to... Queen! That's fine, we're still in the rebuy period. We're deep enough versus these guys that we can flat this, but not versus this guy. Without antes, I'm not raising hands like this, even in the hijack. Not just yet, anyway. When this guy squeezes, though, with a 5.7% 3-betting range and a 0% squeezing range, I'm going to get out of the way. Had there been a couple of callers, I might have called. No information on this guy, so I want to see how he reacts. This guy's shoving 24 big blinds. He is shoving over a limp, but I don't think ace-8 does particularly well, because this guy looks pretty tight. Like, he's only doing this with stuff that my ace-8 is at best only really a flip against, I was going to say. It seems I was right. I'm gonna pot size bet over this guy and call his shove. Just because he's so short. Unfortunately, this is not the sort of flop, because he folds to 100% of 3-bets, and this is the sort of flop that hits his 3-bet calling range. So I'm just going to check back. If he shows weakness again on the turn, then I'll probably pot size bet it, but seeing as he's betting here, I can fold. Flat here. Okay, when he calls here, I'm pretty much done with the hand. Like I say, I'm going to play relatively circumspect when I'm out of position, especially against guys like this, on runouts like this, and just look for better spots. I have an overpair here and I have a blocker, so I feel like he's not necessarily going to be doing this all the time with just his like sets. Yeah, I'm just going to shove. Yeah, he does have a set, that's unfortunate. That's okay. Like, I think enough people in those tournaments are doing that with draws. That again was a misclick. So I mentioned before that Table Ninja seems to be entering like incorrect bet sizings. This is unfortunate. Table Ninja seems to be putting in ridiculous bet sizings when I'm under the gun, and unfortunately this guy's just like min-raised us, so obviously we're crushed. That sucks. I'm just going to call anyway. Alright, so we have some equity. Wait for an ace. That's really unfortunate. That's really annoying. Ugh, that sucks. Table Ninja seems to enter these ridiculous bet sizings automatically for me when I'm under the gun. And that just cost me a really big stack. I'm annoyed. And there doesn't seem to be anything I can do about it. I've changed like lots of settings in Table Ninja, and it's still sometimes, maybe like 50% of the time, Table Ninja seems to enter these like massive bet sizings on when I'm under the gun automatically. And sometimes I just click them when I intend to just min raise. It just like puts me effectively all in like that. That was ridiculous. But it's okay. We've still got 6 tables open. And we've got a few more. Quite a lot more actually queued up, so we're gonna fire up another one of those $4.50 rebuys, and hopefully misclicks won't cost us the tournament. That's really annoying. I'm try not to let it tilt me. When this guy, who looks this tight, shoves on us, we're just snap folding pretty much anything that isn't the nuts. Damn you, Table Ninja. Okay, so we got decent stack in this tournament, decent stack in this tournament. Pretty big stack in this tournament too so far, even though it's early days. Doing okay here, the big 8. This guy's raising. He looks very, very loose, even over a relatively small sample size. I'm going to flap. Actually, yeah, no. I'm still going to fold this. Just because even when I hit an ace, it doesn't do particularly well. Let's have some more coffee. Seems like we're coming up on another 5-minute break soon, guys. So, I'm going to go and brew some more coffee because my thermos is starting to run low. Still got one more cup in it, which is good. Right. Got a raise by a tight looking guy. Call on the button now.